If Erica really wants to get her groove back, she has to follow my plan of diet and exercise.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're looking at celebrities who made a mistake on live television and paid the price.
Is it possible your ill health is caused by your negative attitude?
A question. To a man who's got cancer.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 10. Wynne Evans.
Go compare, go be sure when you're in short, first go compare.
There's been a lot circulating about Wynne Evans, best known for playing Gio Compario, and he's now been doing the rounds on daytime TV to try and clear his name of any dodgy behaviour.
The shocking TV moment dividing Strictly viewers. Some are convinced that Wynne Evans groped Katya Jones on Saturday's show.
The behaviour specifically was largely about him making lewd jokes backstage on Strictly, but there was one moment that was caught on camera when he allegedly groped Katya Jones. Though he and Katya both explained on social media that it was a joke, mud sticks, and all eyes were on Evans. After making a remark he now says was a misunderstood reference to somebody else's nickname and not a derisive remark, he was booted from Strictly Live, with his career in tatters.
Money, 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 always on me, in a rich man's world.
Number 9. Frankie Cocozza.
Frankie, what's the most important thing to you in this competition? Why have you done it?
To get lots of girls.
It looked for a while that teenage tearaway Frankie Cocozza could actually have a career in music ahead of him, doing well on X Factor despite his leery behaviour. From the beginning, he was controversial, getting his bum out during the auditions to prove he had tattoos of girls' names, but eventually he took it too far. In an interview on Extra Factor, Caroline Flack and Ollie Murs asked him about the tabloid reports into his party animal lifestyle, with him responding with an iconic line.
I met her and I banged her.
Oh, you can't say that!
Sorry.
But in the end, he left the show with a public apology to the programme and Gary Barlow personally. His music career never took off, and it seems he's now settled down for a quiet life in Australia.
When you get to like 65 and your grandkids go, "Grandad, what are those names on your bottom for?" What are you going to say?
I don't know why my grandchildren would be looking at my bum.
Number 8. Roxanne Pallett.
My mind ran away with me. I am a sensitive person, only my family and friends can vouch for that.
You shouldn't lie about somebody attacking you regardless, but definitely don't do it if you're in a house full of cameras. Unfortunately, Roxanne Pallett missed the memo, tarnishing the then final series of Celebrity Big Brother with controversy. The problem was that, obviously, viewers at home saw the entire incident play out, with Ryan Thomas's play fighting clearly not the injury Pallett claimed.
In the moment, it felt worse than it was. I can't prove a feeling. I can't show you a feeling.
Upon leaving the house, which remember is a media dead zone, she found out that she was public enemy number 1 and did the rounds apologising for her behaviour. She's had no acting roles since coming out of the house in 2018.
I massively apologise to not just Ryan, to his family, his friends, his fans, every single person that watched that.
Number 7. Kim Woodburn.
I know Colleen. I actually think that she won it because she's a nice person.
She's a horrible person.
More from Celebrity Big Brother. Kim Woodburn caused chaos every single day she was in the house. But then the controversy continued when she left, as it's now become clear to everybody in the television industry that Woodburn was extremely difficult to work with. Long ago, she fell out with her fellow TV cleaner Aggie Mackenzie after a tumultuous panto, but she continued to erode her reputation after appearing on This Morning and Loose Women.
I tell you what I did. I didn't tell you how vile you are from day one. That's what I should have done.
You, my dear.
You're a horrible, self-centered, publicity-seeking witch.
With ITV apparently not satisfied with letting sleeping dogs lie, they engineered a live argument between Woodburn and her nemesis Colleen Nolan, which ended in tears. Woodburn had very few jobs since then, though the public seemed to side with her, if the Ofcom complaints and the tributes paid after her passing were anything to go by.
I wouldn't want to sit and talk to lying
Well,
trash
I think
like
that's
you.
sad. I think we should have drawn the line.
Yeah, not good.
So you think what you like?
That's a terrible thing to say.
Show yourself in your true colours.
Number 6. Laurence Fox.
Well, you know, can we have the cottage back and your HRHs?
He was never that famous, making his name by co-starring in Lewis and having a smattering of other, less notable acting roles. But a lot of people watched Lewis nonetheless. Starting in the aftermath of Megxit, Fox made an ill-advised Question Time appearance and doubled down on his right-wing views.
Let's be really clear about what this is. Let's call it by its name. It's racism. She's a black woman, and she has been...
It's not racism.
He then became a popular pundit, but ruined his career a second time after making misogynist comments about a journalist while commentating on GB News. This was too extreme even for GB News, which sacked Fox, Dan Wootton and Calvin Robinson, leaving the remaining hosts to apologise for his remarks. Most recently, he's been charged with sexual offences and been found to have committed libel.
And a Union Jack will fly outside every single school and institution in London.
Number 5. Gordon Brown.
How are you going to get us out of all this debt, Gordon?
While he's not a star, he did make a career-ending live blunder. He was already getting so unpopular after Labour bailed out the banks that they lost the 2010 election. But while on the campaign trail, he made a gaffe that could hardly have helped his chances. While in Rochdale, he talked to a now infamous member of the public, Gillian Duffy, whose primary political concern was immigrants allegedly stealing benefits from British citizens.
That was a disaster.
He tried to talk to her, but then, when he left, called her a bigot, unaware that his Sky News microphone was still recording.
What did she say? Oh, everything. She's just a sort of bigoted woman. Said she used to be Labour. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Unlike other former PMs, in the years since, Brown has faded into obscurity, despite remaining as an MP until 2015. Number 4. Stuart Manning.
I'm going to have a rat tonight. I'm not even kidding. I mean, we can put it on a little twig and just...
Roast it?
Roast it.
In 2009, I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here was having its biggest controversy to date when celebrity chef Gino D'Acampo and Hollyoaks star Stuart Manning caught, killed and cooked a rat. ITV was ultimately fined by the Australian RSPCA over this. Though D'Acampo did the dirty work, the plan was concocted by Manning, and he was the one who found himself out of work after leaving, while Gino was named King of the Jungle.
Are you up for that? Because, I mean, I think, you know, it would be meat substance for us. Protein, good, you know, real good stuff for us.
He hasn't blamed Ratgate for his career stalling, however, instead saying that this has happened to a lot of people who have gone into the jungle. He's had a few roles here and there, but beyond a brief return to Hollyoaks, nothing substantial.
Are you up for eating rat, ladies?
No.
I'll give it a go. I'd give it a go.
Because we're going to cut out really small.
I'll give it a go.
Number 3. Noel Edmonds.
All I did was ask of the person you're referring to a question. I've never said negative thinking causes cancer.
You know something's gone wrong when Channel 5 makes a documentary about how your career's gone to pot. But when did Noel Edmonds take a swan dive off a cliff? Probably in 2016, when he publicly began arguing with cancer survivors on Twitter about whether cancer is caused by negative energy.
On November the 29th, 2013, I was diagnosed with cancer.
He appeared on This Morning to defend his views, and then told Philip Schofield and Holly Willoughby that he'd come to his conclusion because he'd developed prostate cancer in 2013 after going through a period of stress. While it's true that stress can have negative effects on your health, it's not been proven by any studies to increase cancer risk. Edmonds' career has gone down the toilet since.
I believe doctors and scientists who say that disruption of our immune system by negative energy makes you prone to diseases of which cancer is one.
Number 2. Gillian McKeith.
Gillian.
No.
Oh, come on. Come and join us, Gillian. Could you? Gillian, come over here. Come and join us, please.
Another I'm a Celeb incident. In now legendary scenes, fake doctor and nutritionist Gillian McKeith pretended to faint in order to avoid having to do another trial. The public kept voting for her purely because she did so badly, even though this left her fellow celebs without any proper food for days on end.
We'll explain exactly what's going on, okay? Let's get Bob in.
Bob. Okay, bring the oxygen in, please.
The fainting fit was the beginning of the end for McKeith, though. Not only was that fake, but so was her claim that she's a doctor, and she was ordered by the Advertising Standards Authority to stop using the title. Years later, and she spends her time convincing people that vaccines are nonsense, and that it's possible to be addicted to carbohydrates.
Erica's already eaten her way to type 2 diabetes. Before things get even more dire, I have to get her back to my clinic to find out what other damage her bad diet has done to her body.
Number 1, Eamonn Holmes.
Have you never thought of making a business off it?
In what aspect?
Charging for it?
He said the wrong thing one too many times, and according to him, became a victim of ITV's mandate to be woke. When, in 2020, he suggested that more research was needed to determine whether COVID-19 was connected to 5G, he caused controversy and was ultimately dropped from This Morning, along with then-wife Ruth Langsford.
What I don't accept is mainstream media immediately slapping that down as not true when they don't know it's not true.
Langsford remained at ITV, still hosting Loose Women, while Holmes ran off to GB News to present its breakfast show, where he can say all kinds of things without fear of censure. But just before that, he burned all his bridges with the mainstream media by doing a tell-all interview putting ITV's internal culture on blast. Ruth is now divorcing him.
And just before we move on, I'd just like to thank people for your support for Ruth and I over the last few days as to the news of our separation.
Let us know if you think any of these celebs should be given a second chance.
Would you ask that to a child that had cancer? If it's about having negative energy?
I think you're completely missing the point here.